Hello, KBE. It's Miss Westbrook here with your Friday read, and the book that I'm going to be reading for you guys today is called Penguins Can't Fly. And this book focuses on friendship and having a friend that's different than you, and how just because that friend that is different, that doesn't mean that they can't really be a good friend. How many of you guys have friends that are different? Yeah, I know I do, and I know how it can definitely help in the long run when you need it the most. Okay, so Penguins Can't Fly, and this book is written by Katherine Sully, and it's illustrated by Rebecca Elliot, and the publisher is Alligator Limited out of London, England. Once there were two little penguin chicks. Their eggs had hatched on the same day, and they knew each other's names, Quentin and Billy. When they were baby chicks, they played together. They played peekaboo and called each other silly names like Tintin and Chilly Billy. Look at the little baby penguins. As the young chicks grew up, their games changed. Billy liked playing hide and seek, but it was a bit rough for Quentin. Quentin liked building with ice bricks, but it was too dull for Billy. They did, however, make a den together once. You see, the two little penguins were quite, what? Different. You see them in the den here? Quentin liked knowing things, like what all the fish were called, how many different types of snow there were, and best of all, how far away the stars were. He's pretty smart. Billy loved doing things like skating down steep slopes, hurling snowballs, and doing Billy flops along the ice. In fact, Billy was always getting into trouble, but he seems a bit athletic, right? This was especially true at school. You see, Billy just couldn't sit still. He tried to be good, but he always ended up getting in trouble. "Sit still, Billy," his teacher was forever saying. "How are you ever going to look after an egg when you're older if you can't learn to sit still?" One particular morning, Billy fidgeted so much that the teacher scolded him again. Billy getting into trouble with all those belly flops on the snow. At lunchtime, Quentin couldn't find Billy, so he ate his lunch alone. He was gazing at the clouds when some gulls flew past. Keep that word gazing in your head. You're going to see it again. I want to see, can you figure out what it means? "Hello," squawked one gull. "What are you looking at?" "I'm looking at the clouds," replied Quentin. "I think we're in for a snowstorm." "A snowstorm?" squawked the gull. "Yes," said Quentin. "It's not good weather for birds." "How would you know?" asked the other gull. "You're not a real bird." "I am a real bird," said Quentin. "I have feathers and a beak, and I hatch from an egg." "Ah," squawked the gull, "but you can't fly, can you?" Before Quentin could think of a reply, the gull swooped down and had stolen his lunch. How mean was that? That night, Quentin couldn't sleep. He went to sit on his favorite rock and gazed up at the sky. There's that word again. Think about what it could mean. Through a tiny gap in the clouds, he could see some stars twinkling. "I'll never be able to reach you," he told the stars quietly, "because I'm a bird that can't fly." Then he heard the sound of a pebble being thrown into the water. "Who's there?" asked Quentin. "It's me, Billy," Billy replied. "Oh, you couldn't sleep either?" asked Quentin. "I'm going away," said Billy. "I'm fed up with getting in trouble." "I wouldn't do that if I were you," said Quentin. "I think we're in for a snowstorm." But there was no reply. Billy was already gone. Quentin was right. The next day, there was the most terrific snowstorm. You could barely see your flipper in front of your eyes. Everyone huddled together for warmth. All day the wind howled and the snow fell. That evening, Quentin heard a voice calling, "Billy, Billy!" It was Billy's mom. "Have you seen Billy?" No one knew where he would be except for Quentin. Quentin set off right away. It was dark, but Quentin found his way by looking at the stars. At last he came to the den that he and Billy had built when they were chicks. Remember that? "Billy, are you there?" asked Quentin. "Yes," shivered Billy. "Your mom's worried about you," said Quentin. "Is she?" asked Billy. "Okay, I'll come home." See, his friend is helping him. The two friends walked home together. "You were right about the snowstorm," said Billy. Quentin told Billy about the gulls. "Of course we're real birds," said Billy. "We just swim instead of fly." "I'm not sure I'll be able to swim," said Quentin. "Wait until we start swimming lessons," said Billy. "It's going to be great." You see how he's making him feel better already? Quentin didn't have to wait very long. That week at school, they practiced lining up, hopping, skimming, and twisting on the ice. How fun. Billy had a great time and didn't get into trouble once. In fact, the teacher said, "Well done, Billy," several times. Look at him making a turn around. When it was time to take their first dive, Quentin wasn't looking forward to it. "Don't worry," said Billy. "It's going to be great." Billy leapt into the water, making a huge splash. Quentin stood at the edge of the rock and gazed into the water. There's that word, gaze, again. Have you figured out what it means yet? Write it down. Just then, Billy shot back out of the water onto the ice. "Wow," said Tintin, he said. "You won't believe the amazing fish and weird stuff there's down there." "Really?" asked Quentin. "Yes, I don't know any of the names," said Billy, "but you will." "Oh, I don't think I can," started Quentin, but it was too late. Billy took hold of his flipper and together they splashed into the sea. Quentin flew underwater, and Billy was right. What an amazing sight. And that is, look at them again, enjoying their lesson. That is the end. What an amazing story about friendship. I hope you had a friend in mind when you were thinking about this. You know what I thought about? What about doing this after you finish reading this story and making, this is called a Venn diagram, where you can compare and contrast all of the wonderful things about you and your friend. I'm sure it'll help you understand and be appreciative of your friends and even your sister or your brother, and understand how differences of each other can make you stronger, right? Miss you guys much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.